This is the first question, 7.127/7. And it says, for the given blah, 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 find f of 1, b, the domain, c, any x values for which y is equal to 5, and d, the range. Well, I ain't worried about c, I meant b and d. We'll do that last. The biggest problem students have here on this problem is the a and the d, or the a and the c. And c is right here. And this is where I told y'all, if you ever get confused, go back to pre-algebra in your x and y column and just fill in the blanks. When you see parentheses and a number in parentheses, that means that's x, so you're finding what? Y. And this says y is equal to 5. That's what that says. So if y is equal to 5, you're finding what?
X.
And that's all you've got to remember when you're dealing with these type problems. So when x is 1, what is y?
-3.
-3. And that's the answer right here. And when y is 5, what is x?
5.
And c is f of 5 is equal to 5. That's your x, and that's your y. Now, for the domain, as I showed y'all the other day, when you're dealing with domain as far as you're dealing with domain, we always read which way? Left to what? Left to right. So you start here at -1, and you go till you get to that number right there.
No.
So -1 to,
7.
I'm looking, I don't know, yeah. And there's your domain. Too small.
So it's from your starting point to your finishing point on
Always.
those. Okay.
And that's your domain. Your domain is your x, and your range is what?
Y.
Your y. So your y is going to go from here to there. So domain, that's B, I think. Is from -1 to 7. And you use brackets on both because that means you can use, that's a solid circle. And that's a solid circle, so that means you can use 7 in the equation. The -1, that's a solid circle. If these were open circles, these would be what? Parentheses. And the range, that's the, let's see, A, B, C, D. Range is also going to be brackets because of the solid circles, but it's going to be y, negative, whatever that is,
4.
2.
12.
That's it. And that is a test question because I like to put the graphic representations of the domain and range, I like to put those on the test so you can get used to seeing them. So, f of -1 is, what do we say it was?
5.
Okay, 5.
No.
It's not, oh, I gotta
-4.
close this. There we go. What? -4?
Yeah.
No, it looks like -3.
Okay. I didn't write it down.
The domain is -1, brackets.
To 7.
And I'm going to put brackets. It may not like it because we haven't covered brackets yet. -1, comma, 7, close brackets. Yeah, probably don't like it. Wait a minute. X, that's that. No, that's not it. It's got to be A. I just don't like the brackets. Yep. Both of these answers are correct. Either one mean the same thing. Because these
So
equals.
if we put the brackets in it, the greater than,
This is the
Okay.
same thing. These
Okay,
two are the
so
same
you'll
thing.
just bring it to you, because when I go to put in that greater than equal X, greater than equal another number,
Mm-hmm.
I always mess it up, so.
Probably because, I don't know, you could write it either way. I just wrote it, that's called set builder notation, and I wrote it in interval notation. Interval notation is with the with the brackets.
Okay.
F of 5, when y is equal to 5, what is x? 5. We already dropped the line down, that's right. And the range is, they want it in set builder notation, so I'm going to put B. And I'm going to say from,
-4.
well, Y, I'm going to put Y's in the middle, but -4 is, let's see, greater than Y, greater than what?
12.
12. Now you could write bracket -4, comma, 12, close bracket. It'd be the same thing. Okay, so there's that question. And that was 7.1, 27/7. Madison in 1, that's 7.2. We'll wait on that one. 7.1, okay, these are in order. 7.1, 21/4. 7.1, 21/4. Okay, these are the ones where I don't really care too much for. What I tell you to do is look at them. I usually tell students to somewhat graph them. That's what I tell students to do, and then you can tell if it's a function or not. So let's graph it. So I take my handy dandy vertical and horizontal line. And -5, -1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1. 9 and 0. That's 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 and 6. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 and 4. Well, this is 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 and 6. That's 5. 6 and 6 is right there. And 3, I think that's 2. So this will be 3 and 9 be up here. Okay? Now, if you was to go from in order, that would be 2. Let's take our handy dandy. Okay, go from here to here, and here to here, and here to here, and then here to here, and then here to here. Is it a function? Well, take your vertical line. Vertical line test tells us that if it crosses just one time, then that means it's a function. Is it a function? Yes. It is a function. Now, what's the domain? Take this function. Okay, what's the domain? Well, take your handy dandy highlighter. And our domain is our x values from here to here. So all we got to do is find this value right here. What is that value?
2.
Yep, right there. From 2, and what's the last value?
7. 9.
Let's make sure now. Yeah,
9
right
and
here.
0.
9 and 0 is there, right there. So 9 and 0. So what's our domain? From 2 to what?
2 to 9.
2 to 9. And I have
C.
no idea where they got 2 to 9. They need to put it in freaking order. 2 to 9. There it is right there. 2 to 9. Really, it should be 2, comma, 3, comma, 5, comma, 6, comma, 7, comma, 9. That's what they should do. But they're trying to confuse you, so the answer is C. Next, they're going to ask for the range, probably. So, check answer. Excellent. Golly. Range. Whatever this one is, that's your third point. 1, 2, 3. So your third point is what?
-1.
Where is it? There it is. 5 and -1. So -1 to what?
9.
That's your domain. I mean your range, -1 to 9. But they don't have it written that way. They probably, is this it right here? -1. Yeah. And show you what your range is. Here's your range. From this point here, let's use orange. From this point here, that's supposed to be up to this point here. So it's from -1 to 9. And that should be your answer. Yep. Yes, it is a function. We've already done that. And the orange line tells you that also because it only crosses one time right there. So it is a function. Okay? The only reason I don't put these on is because they don't ask, I don't like the way they ask the domain and range, because we say that the domain is from negative, or from whatever this is to whatever this is, and from whatever this is to whatever this is, and what they're doing, they're including all of the x's and all of the y's, and it throws the students off. So that's why I don't put them on. I try not to put them on tests. Unless they algorithmically generate, I don't put them on test. So just get it done for the homework. Okay? 7.1, 7.131, 7.1, so 7.131/9. Okay, this is a test question. It's probably going to have 4 or 5 parts, but this is a test question like the first one we did. What's different in this one and the first one?
It gives you the X.
No, right here.
Oh, it can go on.
It's open what?
Circles.
Open circles. That means the equal sign is not involved here, so that means brackets are not involved. It means you use what? Parentheses. So if you wanted to do the domain, let's go ahead and do the domain. Take your handy dandy horizontal line, and we'll color it green. And we're going to go left to right, so from this point to that point. So that's your domain. So write your domain down, -3, +4. And I'm going to take my handy dandy magenta, and we're going to go from that point, we're going to go from this point to that point. Yep. I try to pick out good colors. Of course, I got to move them now. All right. So, if I wanted to write, since we have open circles means on these guys there is no what? There is no equals. So therefore, you're going to have parentheses whenever you write the domain and range in interval notation. Again, they haven't taught you interval notation yet, but I have. So the domain is from left to right, from -3 to what?
4.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 4. -3, comma, 4. Another way of writing that is x is between -3 and what?
4.
But it does not what?
Equal.
It does not equal -3 and 4. So that's why you have the parentheses. That's why you don't have the equals right here, and that's why you don't have closed circles. Range in interval notation is going to be, again with parentheses, from negative what? 9 to 8. And you would write that in set builder notation as y such that y is between 8 and -9. And that's your domain and range. All right, now let's go back to our original question, f of 2. So in pre-algebra, what is that? In
That's a
pre-algebra, that's f of 2. And 2 in parentheses means that
It's the X, sorry.
So that means you're going to find the y. So at x is equal to 2, 1, 2, what is y? 2. So you put in 2 there. And it should be the correct answer. And they're going to have probably ask another number. Okay, there's your domain. Let me take a handy dandy eraser and there you go. So what is the domain? C. Now it's going to ask you for something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my handy dandy mover and I'm going to move this down. And move this down. And let's see what this says. This is probably going to ask for y, but what is the set of all numbers such that f of x is equal to -1? Well, let's take that back to pre-algebra. F of x is equal to -1. What is this? A fancy way of writing what?
Y.
Y is equal to -1. So therefore, back in our pre-algebra days, you got a -1 right here, so that means we got to find an x at -1. So we take our handy dandy graph, and we find x is equal to -1. I'm sorry, y is equal to -1. Here's -1, or -1 right here. Here's your y. There's your y, but what point of x? -1. Yep. So let me blow that up so you can see what I'm talking about. Here's your -1. Y is equal to -1, so you draw a line over to it. And wherever that y is equal to -1, there's got to be a corresponding x, and that x is -1 too. So that's why it comes out to be -1, -1. So that answer is -1. And we feel good about ourselves. Oh my, what is the range?
-9 to 8.
Yep. -9 to 8. And that is a test question. So far, y'all have seen like 2 good test questions, and that's pertaining to the graph. I think that's all of 7.1. No. 7.1, 57/22. Okay. This is if y is equal to 2 minus x. For what input is the output 18? Okay, so this has got pinkies raised all over the place. In other words, you need to put the pinkies down and go back to the basics and rewrite the question in something that you can understand. If y is equal to 2 minus x, what is y? That's the output. What is x?
Input.
Input. For what x is the y what? The y what?
18.
So y is equal to what?
18.
So y'all tell me what to do.
18 equals 2 minus x.
That's it.
20.
That's all there is to it. But why do people send this question in?
Because it's confusing way.
It's confusing. And all you have to do is translate this into something you understand. And that's what I just did. This says, if y is equal to 2 minus x, for what x is the y equal to 18? So I don't think it's 20. Minus 2, minus 2, 16 is equal to negative x. Divide by what?
Negative 1 to negative 16.
So x is equal to negative 16.
If it was wrote the other way.
Yeah. So that should be, the answer should be negative 16. Now, would I give you this as a test question? Yes, I would. Why? Because I want to trick you? No, because I want you to be able to take something like this and break it down to layman's terms. Because that's the whole point of me showing you this right here. You should be able to do that. Negative 16. But I still like my other questions better, the graphing questions, I like them better. Alright. Next one. 7.2. 7.2. 7.2. So it's 31, 35, 59, but I think Vanna threw in a 7.2. Okay, the same ones. Okay, that's good. So 31, 35. Okay, so let's do 31. 7.2, 31/9. Yep, this is the test question. If it's domain and range and it has a graph, it's a test question. All right, for the blah, 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 find the domain and the range of blah, blah, blah. So here's our function right here. Now, if there is nothing, if there is no open circles or no closed circles, it is assumed that it keeps what? Going. Now, this is a radical function. Y'all know that because you know your family of graphs that I gave you the other day. So you know you can't take the square root of a what? Negative number. So you know that x cannot be past or down this way. You can't go past -2 or 2. So that basically means this is, I'll tell you what this function is. You can do it just by using your head. F of x is equal to some form of a radical and x minus 2. because 2 minus 2 gives you square root of 0, which is right here. So, you know, just for your information, this is what this function looks like. F of x is equal to the square root of x minus 2. That's not important, but just showing you that this is a radical. All right, so, and this means a horizontal shift of 2 to the what? 2 to the right, and there you go. So, our domain is going to be from 2 to what? Infinity. How do you say that? Well, x is greater than or equal to what? 2. So which one is that one?
B.
Should be B. Okay. Yeah. B. But I'm going to take my handy dandy line maker and I'm going to color it green, and we're going to, and there's that. There's the domain. Range is pretty simple, because the range is going to be from 0, because that's where it starts, and it's going to go to what? Infinity, because this is considered to be, since there is nothing there, it's going to be a, it's not going to be that, it's going to be something like this. So if there is no indication of a circle, whether it's closed or open, it is assumed that it is a arrowhead. And that means that your domain is going to be from 2 to infinity. And your range is going to be from 0 to what? And you feel good about yourself. Okay. Quit. Next one, 7.23511. 7.23511. This is a test question. Find the domain of the function. Set denominator equal to what? Okay, let me try that again. Set denominator equal to that's what I heard. Let's try it again and enunciate. Set denominator equal to 0. Now I heard that one. Instead of So why am I going to set the denominator? Why didn't I set the radical equal to 0 a while ago? You don't have to, because what can you not have in a fraction? 0 in the denominator. So 6 minus 7x is equal to 0. Negative 7x is equal to negative 6. Divided by negative 6. Divide by, negative 7. And you get x is equal to 6/7. So 6/7 will give you what in the denominator? 0, Hubert. That's right, class. So let's check it. 1 over 6 minus 7 over 1 times 6 over 7. And what happens to the 7s?
They cancel out.
You get 1 over 6 minus 6, which is 1 over 0, which will cause your calculator to go into error mode. So that means I can use any number in this function except for
6 over 7.
6 over 7. So I can use any number except x cannot equal what?
6 over 7. Oh, well, I learned something new. That's so awesome.
Yep. Set the denominator equal to 0. That is a test question. Because it's simple.
Not simple.
Okay. It's discouraging.
Yeah. It is so simple.
Yep. All right, we'll answer both of the 59s. because we got two of them. Of course, Vanna didn't even think enough to come to class today. She's probably chasing her dog out in the middle of the highway because the dog decided to lay out in the middle of the highway. 7.2, 59 divided by 20, or 59/20, I'm sorry. So, 7.2, 59/20. Could be a test question because you have to use a little bit of graphing. I would graph a little bit if I was you. For the indicated function, find the values, blah, 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 blah. But right now, I want to graph this function. I want to graph it. So, x squared minus 9. What's x squared? Anything with x squared is what? Family of functions. Look at your family of functions.
I got that.
A pair of what? Parabola, Hubert. That's right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my handy dandy grid. If I could find it. There it is. Okay. Did I not? I thought I did. Grid. Visible. Okay, evidently it's not going to let it do it on the transparency. It's not going to do it. Okay. There it is. Had to put it on top. All right, so I'm just going to draw a graph. Now, x squared minus 9. The minus 9 is a vertical shift of 9 down because it's not included with the square x squared. If it was x minus 9 quantity squared, then it'd be a horizontal shift. But since this negative 9 is outside the square, it's a vertical shift. So x squared minus 9 is right here. I'm going to say these are each one is equal to 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So we got a spot. Let me just put a green dot. Make it a little bit bigger. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Right about there. And we know that the parabola looks like a parabola. So it looks, let's see if I can draw it. They have parabolas on this thing. That looks like a parabola, but that ain't what I want. I think you can draw a parabola on this thing, but I don't know where it is. Okay, well, I'm just gonna, no, crap, forget it. Parabola x squared is a regular parabola, so it's going to look something like this. I better draw it in black. Something like that. But it says if x is less than negative 9. Well, x is less than negative 9. Here's negative, let's see, 1, that's 2, 4, 6, 9. X is less than negative 9. So that's these numbers down here, isn't it? So that means that you're talking about just this portion from here over. This was going up like this and this. You're talking about from here to here. So the rest of the function doesn't what? The rest of this function doesn't what? Matter. So now it's important that you understand that. In other words, this function, I wish I could draw a parabola like it's supposed to look. The parabola looks basically like this. It just keeps on going and going and going. All right. Now at x, all they're interested in right here is x, right there. X is less than -9. So that's these numbers right here. Up to there. I wish this thing would cooperate with me for 5 seconds. There we go. So right there. Which means this portion of the parabola that keeps on going and going and going as this keeps on what? Going and going and going. Because that's what this right here means. X is equal to -9 or less than -9. All right, then we got x squared, the regular x squared. So the regular x squared looks like this. You with me? It looks like this right here. It's not supposed to look like a B, it's supposed to look like a U, but anyway. But what does it say? It only wants values from what?
-9 to +9.
So does it equal -9 or positive? Or no, it doesn't. So that's an open what?
Circle.
So we're going to put an open circle here at -9 and an open circle 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Open circle right up here, and I'm just going to, I think I got this one off. 2, 4, 6. It's supposed to be one further. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'll move it.
With the pins,
I'll move it. I'll move it. Don't worry. I'll move it. There we go. There's that right there. So I got to move this over to here and move this over. So let me move that. There. How's that? Is that better?
That is better, thank you.
Okay. And then we'll move this. I need to just redraw this and go like this. And then this guy. I need better than that. And -9 falls right in here. So that means that they're interested in just this part right here, and this goes what? Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. There we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. There we go. All right, so take our handy dandy eraser and erase this right here and this right here. And take my handy dandy yellow highlighter, and this right here is from here, well really here, to there. So let's recap. This right here is -9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, -9, and this is +9, and that's the yellow right there, and that's x squared, and that x squared is right there. Actually, that's supposed to be over here, but y'all use your imagination. Okay, what is this guy? This guy is x squared +9, so that means he's got a vertical shift of what? +9. 1, 2, 3, that's, I'm sorry, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So this parabola is right here, and it looks like this right here, and this right here, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's taking off at where? X is equal to +9, so it's taking off right here and going what? Infinity. And that is, we'll use blue. That's right here, and that's right here, and that's right here. And that green is right here. Okay. Now, I have no idea what the question's going to ask, but the reason I did it like this is to show you that the best representation of something like this is to graph it, even though mine sucks.
That's
But
beautiful.
you hopefully get the idea that where one drops off, the other what? Picks up. And then when the other one drops off, the other one begins. Now, what they're probably going to ask you, what the domain is. I don't know. Are they going to say, okay, they're asking what is x is equal to negative 10? Well, x is equal to negative 10
There's nothing to do with it.
is right here. There's a negative 10 right here. Well, where's negative 10 going to fall on? It's going to fall on the green line, right?
Yeah.
So negative 10 needs to be plugged into this because that's the green line. So what's negative 10 squared?
100,
100 minus 9 is?
91.
I can't get anything past y'all. 91. And that's your answer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. But how do you understand that now? Because you do it on the graph. If you just looked at this like this, I have no idea what they're asking.
That's about what I did.
I'd go to help me solve 50 million.
I have no idea what they would show you though. All right, let me go back. Where is f of 1? Well, you go right in here. Where's 1? F of 1 is x is equal to 1. That's right here. Which one does it fall on?
Middle one.
The yellow one. So you plug it in this one. What's 1 squared?
1.
Oh my. You need a calculator to check it.
Jeez.
What's this 6 cents for?
I feel like an idiot.
Alright, now
10. That's the whole point of me being here. To make you feel like an idiot. All right, 10.
Last one.
Here it is, blue. So it's up here on the blue one, so that means 10 squared.
100. Is that plus 9?
Mm-hmm.
1 and 9. Oh my gosh. Wow. My teacher last year was an idiot.
What I wish I could do is show you without this yucky drawing, but
I think the drawing is wonderful.
yeah, but it's not very good.
It gets the point across.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Oh my goodness. I need to
There you go.
home.
You try that
I
one.
need to do my homework.
I want y'all to try that one.
You took the graph away.
Yeah, you got to draw your own.
Oh, for the heat. I
Yep,
bring
that's
my
why you
colored
need to put your
pencil.
graph, get your graph paper out and try it.
My colored pencils are at home.
Oh no, it's just a tragedy.
You didn't have colored pencils.
Oh,
Yeah, I love looking at. I got an extra pencil though.
oh yeah, great. Come to math class and don't even bring a pencil.
I have my own pencil. I just didn't have lead. Well, I did have lead. I'm sorry.
I don't even want to hear it.
Okay.
I love math and English and word.
Oh, I came to school day, hope not really work.
Right?
To get away from 5 heathens at my house.
I had a rough morning too.
I can tell you now this morning.
How?
Get out.
You were here early, and you just like you were stretching it.
Yeah, when I left my house, somebody was taking their stuff out of my house, so. So, and it wasn't my son. I took my son to, it wasn't him, so.
Your daughter?
No.
Your lady friend?
Mhm.
Oh, well, then evidently she ain't worth it. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what I told her. I said, go ahead and get your stuff and leave. So,
It's okay, you got 2 kids.
thank you. Well, I just get tired of the 3 months of happiness in 1 month, every month, I'm sorry, every month, 3 weeks of everything's good and 1 month of,
1 week of,
1 week of, yeah, I just get tired of it.
well,
And it ain't that, it ain't what you're thinking of, no.
see, mine's like that, but I tell my husband beforehand, I was like, okay, I'm sleeping in the kids' room for a week. You said, which kid you want to sleep with you? I will talk to you after sleep.
Well, I would much prefer that, but I have to guess which one it is,
Yeah.
and I just get tired of it.
Yeah.
And then I also hate when I bring it up, and it's like, I don't do that. Okay, I'm just making it up.
I
So
got a
just-
bottle of Zoloft if you want to sleep with me.
No, she's already on something, so I just,
No,
so anyway,
no, I'm simple. I grew up with a paranoid schizophrenic bipolar grandma. I'm serious.
schizophrenic bipolar grandma.
Paranoid schizophrenic bipolar grandma.
I'm gonna try to draw this without the mouse, cause hopefully I can. do
Okay,
it.
so, the first one,
The first one has a vertical shift of -12.
negative 12, so we start at negative 12 in the air.
No, down here.
Yeah, I know
Start from
that.
0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's the origin for your, and it's gonna look something like this. I'm gonna try to draw it to where it'll just keep going so y'all can,
Okay.
that's this one.
If X is
And I'll erase that. Erase.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm lost. I mean, I'm not lost, but I need more colors.
Okay, well, that's what I'm fixing to do. You know that this is x squared minus 2, right? Everybody understand that? X squared minus 12, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's this. So I'll take our handy dandy highlighter in green, and we will and that is that right there.
Okay.
But they're not interested in anything where x is less, only interested in x is less than 12, negative 12. So we take our handy dandy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to cut everything else off. So we take our eraser.
Well, why didn't you do that?
Because we're only interested in x is less than negative 12. And what kind of circle we're going to put if x is equal to negative 12?
A,
Open circle. So that is this right here. Now, x squared is going from negative 12, so let's draw x squared. That's going to be from here. There's x is equal to x squared. We'll color that. And we'll put that in orange. That's this.
so X squared equals 0.
Well, what do you do when you plug in 0 for x squared? What do you get?
0.
0 squared is 0, so that's why it starts with
Okay.
1. And they're only interested in negative 12 to what?
Positive 12.
So that means that you're going to take and cut off, here's negative 12, right there, and positive 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the rest of it is going to
So,
now this one is x squared plus 12. So that means you gotta go vertical shift of, there's your parabola here. And all they're interested in is what? Greater than. So let's take our Indian highlighter, magenta. And there's that parabola. But they're only interested in greater than 12, which is
Hey, should those?
right here. So that means everything here is what? Dot.
Absolutely. I have a question. The middle one has equal signs, so shouldn't those be closed dots?
Yes, you're right. Thank you. Okay, now you,
And then that one.
f of negative 13. Well, what's negative 13? Where is negative 13? Right here. So this is going to fall on which line?
Green.
So you plug negative 13 into green. And that's going to be negative 13 squared, which is 169, minus 12, which is 157. Somebody help me out. All right, f of 7. Where's that going to fall?
Yeah.
In the orange. So f of 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right in here. 7 squared is what?
49.
Yeah, last time I checked it was 49.
You made me second guessing.
And where's f of 14 going to fall?
A third.
On the magenta. So 14 squared is 196.
Got me?
Y'all check me. Because 13 squared is 169, 14 squared is 196, plus 12 is 208.
14, 12, 12.
Yeah, 6 cents. And there's your answers.
Awesome sauce.
So y'all should be able to do
I
that
have a
now.
question.
What?
So since we've done 2 of these and it's spelled the same way, don't we just know now that, I know they can move maybe, the first one goes with the first one, second one goes with the second one, third one goes with the third one.
But
We don't
now,
have to
but
move
you
around.
you
But
just
what
said
we
it.
know
Now
we
you
do
know
is-
why.
Yeah,
Now that's why.
okay.
I don't care how you do it now, but as long as you know why. All right. Next question. I think we move on to the next section.
Well,
That's why I don't have my phone this morning.
hmm?
My phone is in the truck. I turned it off and left it in the truck.
He knows his kids are better, that's better.
What?
I said, you know your kids are better, that's better.
Yeah, she's already writing the emails now. She knows I'm not answering the phone, so.
Do I have a bunch of questions this
Yep. Stall.
way? I got a different.
I got off and did chapter 3
All right.
after I took the test again.
I need to take this like 3 more times.
All right. Was that 59?
Oh, I don't know if that works.
Okay. All right, 7.3, 30/6. 7.3, 30/6.
You got more homework done than me?
Oh, no, I don't
She
do
just
that
sent a
part.
bunch of questions to Stall.
No, I was going through them, and if I knew how to answer them, I'd start answering them, and the questions
Oh,
that threw me
God.
off, I was like this one. I was like-
Karen's, she just sent them to take up class. Karen's Custom Tees experience fixed costs of $300 and variable cost at $3 a shirt. Write an equation that can be used to determine the total expenses encountered by Kara's Custom Tees. Let X be the number of shirts, let C of X be the total cost of producing shirts, then calculate the cost producing 6 shirts.
I don't know if you read my email on this one. Please answer this stupid word question.
Stupid word question.
I was-
First of all, a fixed cost means that whatever you order is going to cost $300, a minimum. and variable cost of $3 a shirt.
Is what you're gonna sell it for, next time.
No, that's what, in other words, your fixed cost is $300, and then it's gonna cost $3 a shirt to print.
Oh, okay.
So that, you could
Yeah.
say that $300 is a setup cost. So I would say your shirts are gonna be 300 plus 3X. That's what I would say, which means that 6 shirts is gonna be $318.
Which was maybe you need to find a different company.
Well, any of your, but that's the way I'm reading this, but I don't
Yeah, that's how I
know.
read it too.
Says an equation that can be, I would say 300 plus 3x, 3 times x. I'm probably not correct, but
Oh,
Oh, really? That's all I had to do?
yep,
Oh, wait, no, wait, did you have to do the parentheses?
yeah,
yeah. And what is 3 times 6?
18.
So 318. That's it.
Well,
That's okay.
that's only because I didn't put it down.
Hmm?
So that's only
You
because
saw
I
a
didn't-
word problem, you're like, ask my instructor.
That's exactly what I did. I was looking through the homework, and I was like, ooh. I was like, then.
Yeah,
Okay,
that lovely.
now that we're talking about it, here's the test.
No.
I've already loaded it.
Okay.
You already loaded it?
Yep,
The test that's due today is due.
I've already fixed all your homework and everything for the last day of class, which is next week. So we're gonna spend the next week on Unit 5. No, Unit 4, because I'm skipping Unit 3.
Okay, so Unit 4 is chapter 10 and 11.
Yeah. That's what you need to be reading on right now.
So I can take all of 8 out.
Huh?
Oh, I could hunger that.
Well, we're not going over that because that's in solving systems of equations is the last unit in Math 110.
So I have a question.
And you don't really need it. So, what?
Will I ever have to do 6.6 and 120?
What's 6.6?
What we've already done the last test.
I don't know. Give me the title of it. What's?
Rational equations and expressions. Will that
No.
be in 120?
No,
So there's no need of me fretting over that test again?
no. Unless you do. No. You're fine.
Okay, I have a 90, so I will take a 90 and keep chugging and.
All right. Let's look at that test right quick so y'all can be discouraged.
Please.
Yep. Unit 2 test.
That other one is due tonight, right?
Yeah, well,
Preview.
That means I get some time to do it. The test that we assigned last week was Tuesday.
Find the equation of the line. All right. Do that one.
find the equation of line and zero points.
Remember, you got to have a point and a what?
Just
Right.
write, so I'm writing an equation?
No, you got to find the equation. This, oh Lord, 2 and 5.
I can write the equation
1,
without-
2, 3, 4, 5. There's a point. And 6 and 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8. Right up here. Find the equation for that line that's going through these 2 points. So you got to find the slope. And then the point slope equation.
Oh, heavens.
And I'd quit.
Hold up. No, I got it. Oh, I was doing the wrong thing in my head. And you read right to left, not left to right.
Are you okay?
Yeah, we're just waiting on y'all.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Which way do we read?
Don't ask me.
I wasn't right to left.
X of 1.
Look what you did.
3 over 4.
X of 1, Y sub 1, X of 2, Y sub 2. And that's gonna be 8 and 5 on top, and 6 and 2 on the bottom.
Plug and go.
That's 304.
Alright, so we got 1 minus today Monday.
I think so. I don't know.
Okay? Now you got point and slope. The point I'm gonna pick is what?
2.
2 and 5. So 2 comma 5, and m is equal to
3/4.
3/4. And plug each other. Y, now with parentheses, equals parentheses times x minus parentheses. And 5 goes here. 3/4 goes here. And 2 goes here. Y minus 5 is equal to 3/4 times x minus 2. Y minus 5 is equal to 3/4 x minus 6/4. And you can reduce that down to 3 halves if you want to. Doesn't matter. You can do it at the end. 3/4 x minus 6/4 plus 20/4. And then your final answer is y is equal to 3/4 x. And then minus 6 plus 20 is what? 12. And 12 divided by 4, no it's not. 20 is 14. 14 divided by 4 is 7/2 plus 7 halves. So, and if you change this to 3 halves, if you change that to 3 halves, it would be 3 halves, it would be negative 3 halves plus 10 halves, which would give you what?
13/2.
Negative 7
I see
plus
that
10
now, I see the
is
negative
7
7/2.
halves. So you get the same answer either way. Now we did about 3 or 4 of those, so you need to look in your notes. That's not the first time y'all have seen this.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Okay? Okay? What was our equation? Y is equal to
3/4 x.
3/4 x
Plus 7/2.
plus 7/2.
You know, if you hit the divide sign.
Yeah, I know. Next question. G minus F. Find G minus F. No, yeah, it'd be this minus this. Common denominator.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I'd quit.
I hate school.
I know. It's easier just to be what?
A loser.
Yep.
You need to just cheer up. Mr. Sad.
Now, you know that blame well it's harder to do that.
Oh, I
when-
know, but
especially,
I'm not
how many
like
times
that
have you broke up with your boyfriend?
A few.
Okay.
I'm lucky I'm still around to say that. I take too much.
Well, I think that too.
Anyway,
So then you divide by 4.
it's not fun. I'm not liking it.
I'm sorry.
I was this side down. Now you gotta be happy.
Me too.
I quit.
Why
There you
did
go. Because it's easy.
I quit because I started doing the problem and I forgot to finish it.
I didn't even start it.
What was it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So this would be X plus 5.
No. Why? I was looking at my email, see what this person said.
Don't look at your email.
Hmm.
I feel like it's drinking some alcohol. Let's go
Yeah,
get
I think
drunk.
I'm gonna head down and head to the end earlier than I thought. So,
Hey,
g of x is x plus 7
Julia.
over x plus 5, x minus 5,
Oh, Lord.
minus f of x, which is x minus 1 over x minus 5, x plus 4.
Yeah.
So that means the common denominator is
X plus
x
5.
plus 5,
X minus 5.
x minus 5,
X plus 4.
x plus 4, and I'm going to put it all over 1. And what's missing here?
X plus 4.
Times
X plus 7.
and minus,
X minus 1.
what's missing there?
X plus 5.
There you go. So it ain't that bad.
No, it's not that bad, but when I go to finish working out the problem, I cancel the stuff out on top.
X squared plus 11x plus 28 minus parentheses
X squared.
x squared minus the plus 4x minus 5 all over common denominator. And then that's going to give us x squared plus 11x plus 28 minus x squared minus 4x plus what? 5 over common denominator. And what happens to the x squared?
They can't go up.
And 11 minus 4 is,
7. And
and 28 plus 5 is,
33.
and that should be it, because you can't do anything with that. Because 7 is prime, and what's the only numbers that are divisible in
3 and
33?
11.
3 and 11. Okay, just cancel something else out then.
no, went before it. I would cancel.
Okay,
I quit.
okay, good.
I'm close.
7x, 7x
Plus
plus 33 over
X plus 5.
parentheses, x plus 5.
X minus 5.
Why'd you say you were gonna quit if you got it right?
Oh,
It's easier to say, right?
yeah. X plus 4.
Next question. Will Hubert's
No.
final exam be online?
No.
Yes.
Last time I checked it was.
I'm sorry. I wanted the answers more.
Graph, 4x minus 6. Okay, now if it says graph, it doesn't give you a method. So you just graph any method you want.
So you go through
Most
the
people
answers.
do the x and the y pre-algebra
that?
thing. And -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. That's what most people do.
Why would you do that?
Well, y is by itself. You could use that, or you could use building a line.
Why don't you just go over to the -6, put a point, and then go 4
That's
down
the
every line?
method 3. A lot of people do use that method. It's whatever you want to do, because it doesn't say used by a certain method. It just says graph. So -2 times 4 is -8, minus 6 is -14. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Negative 4 minus 6 is negative 10. 0 minus 6 is negative 6. 4 minus 6 is negative 2. And 4 times 2 is 8 minus 6 is positive 2. So hit your line right here and pick 2 points. I'm going to pick 1 and negative 2, 1, negative 2, and 2 and 2. And there's my line. Next question. Why does Hubert not entertain extra points? Extra. Why?
My head hurts.
No.
See.
See. Find an equation for the line parallel to 3x minus 2y is equal to 5. Well, I'm going to show you how to do that today. There's 2 rules that you have to remember when you're doing these types. Sometimes they don't say parallel, sometimes they'll say perpendicular. I'm going to show you both. For a parallel line, m sub 1 is equal to m sub 2, meaning the slopes are what?
Equal.
Equal. For a perpendicular line, m sub 1 times m sub 2 is equal to negative 1. That means if m sub 1 is 1, this has got to be negative 1. If this is 2 over 1, this is negative 1/2. If this is 1/3, this is negative 3. It's always the opposite reciprocal.
I was just doing that in my head.
Just don't spell.
I almost did.
Just don't spell it like it sounds. All right?
Why not?
Okay.
Perfect.
Because people are thinking about that all the time. All right. Now, let's talk about how to set this up. And first thing I do is 3x, solve for y. 3x minus 2y is equal to 5. I put that there and I solve for y. Get y by itself. Alright, that's what you're going to do there. Here, I set this up as 2 problems, and that way you get the instruction for both type problems every time we do this. So, parallel of 0 and 1/3. And perpendicular, 0 and 1/3. So let's solve for y. Oops. Negative 2y is equal to negative 3x plus 5, negative 2, negative 2, negative 2. Y is equal to 3/2 x plus 5/2. So therefore, m is equal to what?
3 over 2.
So therefore, in the parallel column, m is going to be equal to what?
3 over 2.
Okay, in the perpendicular column,
Negative 3 over
negative 2 what?
Negative 2/3.
It's the opposite reciprocal. And now what do you have here and here? You have a point and a what?
And the
Slope. We have here a point and a
Slope.
so usually what's the equation? Hubert? Y minus 1/3 is equal to 3/2 times x minus 0. And y minus 1/3 is equal to negative 2/3 times x minus 0. Now you just solve those two for y. Now, which one is this problem asking for?
Parallel.
So you would put whatever equation you get here. So y minus 1/3 is equal to 3/2 x minus 0. And y is equal to 3/2 x plus 1/3. And that's your answer. That's what goes in the answer box right there. Now the reason I do this is because to give, when you do one of these for homework, you do both the parallel and the perpendicular, so you get extra practice. So y is equal to, I don't know, they want you, I guess y is equal to,
Yeah, the one line there.
okay, so 3/2
X
x
plus 1/3.
plus 1/3. Next question.
40, 30, 30.
40, 30, 30.
Hey, that actually works.
When does the homework terminate?
You've done it before the test starts.
I guess I do, before the test starts. If you take several forms of a test in Hubert's class, how is it counted?
He does what I asked.
All right,
Hey, now you're smiling.
thank you.
Coconut.
Coconut. In MyLabs Plus, upon completion of assignments, the grade book will always give me,
A coconut.
Coconut.
I think water lily is good.
Why not a coconut? Coconut is.
Well, coconut has nothing to do with grade book, just
Yeah,
like,
it
you
is
know.
water lily.
All right, oh, this one says,
That's too hard. I can't do that.
Nope, I'm done.
negative, f of x is negative 15x plus 9, and g of x is equal to blah, blah, blah.
We quit.
Find f, plug in negative 1, minus g, plug in negative 1. Now this one's pretty easy.
So,
Maybe.
Hold on. F of x is negative 15x plus 9, put that in brackets, minus x squared plus 5. And now, plug and chug. What does this one say plug in?
-1.
So, negative 15 times what?
Positive 15.
Negative 1 plus 9
Would be
minus
4 minus
g of what?
1.
What?
Negative 1.
Negative 1.
Squared. Squared.
Okay, now what's negative 15 times 1 negative 1?
Positive 15
And 15 plus 9,
is 24. Oh. Sorry.
no, you're right. I don't know where I got 26 from.
Oh.
I have no idea where
I
that came
thought I
from.
was wrong.
What's the answer? 24.
24.
That's what she said.
Okay, and what's negative 1 quantity squared?
1.
1 plus 5 is,
6. That might
and
be
what's
what
24
6
minus 6?
Got me there.
18 should be your answer.
18.
Now that's not hard.
That is hard.
This is a pre-algebra problem.
I didn't understand.
No.
any of that.
No, all you have to do
Plug and chug.
is take this back to pre-algebra and go
Bam, bam.
negative 15x plus 9 minus x squared plus 5, and x is equal to what?
1.
That's what you did back in pre-algebra.
Oh, yeah, it's too hard. Way too hard. I quit.
I'm being sarcastic about that.
Good.
I quit.
There you go.
Now,
That's
when I
the
make a
best thing to
zero on
do.
this test, you can say she was being sarcastic.
What did I get? What was my answer?
The answer was 18.
Wrong.
Next question.
Oh, we don't know that.
In the
Where is
bathroom.
all of
Kitchen.
Hubert's in the kitchen? I would say the kitchen best.
I did my homework in the bathroom.
Okay.
Nobody needs to know that.
I would rather you
I actually did it
want
in
the kitchen. Yeah, the
Like
kitchen.
cook.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Mickey Mouse,
Yep.
Yahoo dot BR549.
You know where BR549 comes from, don't you?
Bravo.
Hee Haw,
I knew it was something.
the guy that sold the used cars. He would always give his phone number at the end, and his number was call me at BR549.
1-800 get a date. I haven't told that one yet.
I may need that. Let's see.
Oh, loser.
14.
Hey, my son would tell you to call. You don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com.
No. When is the last day of class?
Judgment Day.
I thought it was there. Yeah, pretty much.
No, not really.
15. Find an equation. Here we go.
No.
You have a point and a what?
Slope.
Get to it.
No. What the heck?
Well, what do y'all want me to do? Just take y'all out to eat for test grade?
Sounds good to me. I love food. But can we make it for the last test instead of this one? Because I think I'll do a little bit better on this one. Right. It's time to throw this wrapping notebook away.
If you don't start smiling when the first one
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm not kidding either.
You can be depressed when we leave.
Yeah, well, we leave.
And our point is 7, 8. Y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x.
I always forget how to set this up. It's the easiest thing.
Yep.
Equals negative 5. What's plus?
And what's 28 plus 8?
28 plus 8 is 36. Is that right? Boom.
Don't forget to go to rate my instructor,
I don't know if you want me to.
rate
I
my
already
professor.
did.
Thank
Already
you.
did.
And go for your other classes too.
I've never done right my professor before.
Well, I want you to.
So I will.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're the first person I've done that.
Y is equal. What'd she say?
No, this is not right.
I don't know what she said.
She says, yeah, you're the only person I've done that to on there.
Okay, all right. Y is equal to negative 4x plus 36. Next question. All right, there's a good one.
I don't know how to say that any other way.
Let's go see what she did to me. No. All right, let's do that one. Solve for R.
Okay, whoa, whoa. Sleep deprived, y'all.
I think she's high on something.
Right about now, I wish. Don't you move everything?
Yeah.
I would clear fractions first. That's what I told y'all to do. Make things a whole lot easier.
Clearing and fractions and all that mess. That confuses me.
Okay, well just do it your way then.
Just being honest.
Oh, look at it. I need to go back to sleep.
But you can't add them to them.
Multiply through by R, T, F.
Oh, jeez Louise, I hate math.
I know, that's why people quit. That's why
I like
people
it better
don't
when
have
it's
degrees.
numbers on problems like this, though.
Oh, that's redneck disorder.
Well, I'll be a freaking redneck today then.
I don't know why we have letters in math. Only thing that's supposed to be in letters is math is numbers.
Sound hot on Grandpa.
That wouldn't be alright.
If everybody thought like rednecks, we wouldn't have TV, we wouldn't have satellite TV,
Hey,
wouldn't
hey.
have cable, we
Hey.
wouldn't have phones.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
I'm not talking about redneck like for country people. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the redneck attitude.
Oh, I got one.
Oh, why don't we ever gonna use that stuff? Stupid.
Stupid phone out.
When we ever gonna use VCR? I ain't never gonna use a VCR. That was 30 years ago.
Yes. I have 2 kids that copy everything I say, so all sugar means all, yeah.
There is a shiitake mushroom.
Oh, I use that one.
And I'm putting shiitake in my name search up here. Thought about you when I watched it.
Well, y'all gotta finish the problem.
You're gonna finish the problem.
Oh, okay. Having prevented me to, think y'all would actually think.
Hey, I got a lot of thinking to do tonight.
Multiply RTF over 1. And that'll give you RTF over 1, RTF over 1, RTF over 1, and then 1 over R plus 1 over T equals 1 over F. And the F, the R's cancel here, it leaves you with TF plus T's cancel, RF is equal to T. Now you look and see what you're solving for. You're solving for R. So get all your R's on one side. So bring this RT over, so it would be RF minus RT is equal to TF, so negative. And then factor out R.
Wow. How did I get mine backwards?
I would leave that answer. I'm not going to answer
What?
that.
What did you just say?
R is equal to, she got hers backwards,
Okay.
over F minus T. That should be your answer.
Yeah. I got the same answer, but I don't have all of them. I'm not the only one, okay.
Sam,
Where's this stupid guy at?
What stupid guy?
That I'm looking for to show you this video.
TF, why are you showing me a video?
Because it's hilarious.
Submit, no. Next question.
He showed us that one.
For
It's
the
similar.
given graph of the function f, find the domain and range of f. Now these don't have dots, so it's assumed that they're what? Arrows.
Yeah, and they're going infinity.
So the domain is negative infinity to positive infinity, which is,
All real numbers.
and the domain and the range is the same because
It's all
this is a cubic
real.
function, so it really doesn't matter.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which branch?
Boy Scouts.
your mama.
Okay,
Where
your
are you?
mama is not even on there. Graph the equation. Now this one, you have to use the slope and y-intercept, which is method 3.
Just
So,
go to 6.
6.
Yeah, and
So
then
dang old, go down
yeah.
to 6.
I like
0, positive 6.
Yep.
There's 6 right there.
Okay.
And then 1 over or 1 down and 6 over.
That's 8 over.
8.
Is it 2s or, oh, it's 2s. 1 down and 2,
Are you
4, 6,
8.
8.
8. Oh. I'm trying to keep 1. Just hold on. There. There it is. Next question. This one says f of x is blah 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 and g of x is equal to blah blah blah. F minus g of negative 1. So plug in negative 1 and then do what with the two functions?
Minus
Mhm.
So what? What did you say to that?
Plug in chug first and then subtract. Or you could subtract x squared minus 2 minus 8 minus x and then plug and chug. You can do it either way. It doesn't matter. You'll get the same answer unless you do your own type of mathematics.
Is that what you're trying to tell me I'm doing over here?
No, I'm just saying people do that and they come up with a different answer. So one way to do it is to say x squared minus 2 minus what? 8 minus x, and distribute x squared minus 2 minus 8 plus x. And what's negative 2 minus 8?
-10,
And then plug in what?
-1.
And that will give you the answer.
So negative x
negative
squared.
1 squared plus negative 1 minus 10. Negative 1 squared is what?
1.
1 minus 1.
Oh, for the
negative 10.
love of.
Now that's one
Really?
answer.
Really?
Let's see what we get over here.
Apparently I'm just retarded.
I am
So-
too.
That was funny. Minus.
I thought we were times and everything by
Eight
negative
I just, that's
1.
what I thought. Stupid.
Now, this is the same problem, except instead of doing the algebra first, I'm gonna plug each other first.
Now do you see why I asked that question?
Negative 1.
Yeah, I thought I was getting
Negative
good,
one.
then no,
And what's negative 1 squared?
no. 1.
1 minus 2 is,
Told me.
1 minus 2 is negative 1, thank you. Minus, and what's 8 plus 1? And what's negative 1 minus 9?
I don't know what you did anyway. Wait, don't touch it yet.
I'm just gonna type the answer in.
I'm slow, okay?
I thought you said you were retarded.
Well, I'm retarded, I'm slow.
But the whole point is, if you do it legally on both sides, it doesn't matter, you still get the same answer. Legally, math-wise, legally, if you start making up your own mathematics, then you're not gonna get the right answer.
You legally fun.
Oh, I'm just gonna multiply everything by negative 1.
Yeah, that was a weird thing to do.
All right, next question.
Wait. I'm just kidding, you're good.
So that's negative 1 minus 9.
It's negative 10 for both, either way you do it. In MyLabs Plus, what does Gradebook do?
Snow White.
It's fun, I really do.
I like predicts the temperature for July 4th because to me, Gradebook, if you see the word Gradebook, that means a temperature predictor, does it not? I think it does.
I mean Snow White.
Yeah, he's no way. That's what you talking about.
I never did like Snow White.
Me neither.
Does Hubert replace your lowest grade with the final exam grade?
Donald Duck.
Donald Duck.
No way. Lose it, hanger.
There you go.
Oh my.
Hey, we did this one.
No, you haven't.
I'm sorry for this.
Me too.
You got 3 minutes to finish the test.
Whoa. Hold up. Wait a minute.
I'm not going to wait on y'all. I'm sorry. You got the professional staller right here, so I'm going to go ahead and do the problem. X minus 1.
I'm not professional.
Oh, okay, just amateur. X
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know
and
about that.
X, and that would be a negative 7 and a positive 6.
Yes.
Or a positive 6 and a negative 7. Plus X plus 1 over X plus 7. X minus 7. I swear I think she's dying. So that's going to be X
I believe
plus
the fifth.
6. X plus 7. X minus 7.
He's totally
And what's missing here?
the positive 7.
What are you talking about?
And what's missing here? X plus 6?
Yeah.
I don't got room. All right.
Yeah, put that on. I don't got room. Make sure you put that on your English test too. I don't got room.
Hey, now don't you make me fun of
I
me.
don't got room.
I don't have
Ain't
to.
got no room.
Ain't got there.
Okay, all right, clap.
We don't want your time around here.
Yeah. So that'd be X squared, be plus 7 minus, it'd be plus 6X
So,
minus 7 plus X squared plus 7X
what are you doing?
plus 6, and all that over
Oh, never mind.
common denominator.
So, is it sad that my brain automatically goes to canceling out?
Yeah, you're not supposed to cancel out till the very end.
Yeah, see, it's not cool.
X squared plus 6x minus 7 plus x squared plus 7x plus 6 over common denominator. X squared plus x squared,
2x squared,
6x plus 7x,
13x.
negative
Negative
7 plus 6. I'll tell you, that's not gonna factor. Why? Because what's your only multiple with 1?
1
1 and 1.
and 2 and 2.
And what, 1 and 1 will never give you what?
13.
13, so unless I did something totally wrong, which that possibly could be today, because I'm not in my best today.
Because there's 2 x's added together. There's one and one of them.
Oh. Okay, next.
The y by.
2x squared
Plus 13x. Wait a minute. It's not acting right.
it's supposed to, there you go, plus 13x
Minus 1.
minus 1 over x plus 6,
X minus 7.
x plus 6, x plus 7, x minus 7.
That's how I talk with you over.
Next question.
Oh, God. Turtle.
When is the week of finals? I like turtles.
I have to go to the bathroom.
I think y'all both going crazy. 25.
Oh,
Well, why don't we just quit? 26. Yeah, there's 2 good ones left.
Jesus. Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all got to go. Go ahead and write those down.
I don't know where to be.
Who's got to be in class? Anybody? Okay, we'll finish the last 2.
I don't know where to go.
I don't either.
I gotta go home to 5 kids.
I only have to go home and there's nobody at home, so there's no reason to go home.
Fritz.
So x minus 6 over x plus b minus 7. X plus
minus
6
7.
Hold up.
Six,
You just,
yeah.
x minus 7
oh.
over
We're factoring before we.
x
Before you
plus
just-
6 over x plus 7 x minus 7.
Do that?
What do you do
No.
with a fraction when you're dividing by a fraction?
Multiply by the reciprocal.
And then that way things will cancel.
Yeah, and that's why I screwed myself up on so much.
Oh, okay.
Why? Boom, boom.
Just hoping more will cancel out.
No.
No.
X minus 7's cancel. You're left with x minus 6 times x plus 7 over x plus 6 1 squared.
Oh. That was pretty easy.
Huh?
Huh?
Did I do that?
X minus 6 times x plus 7
Oh, okay. I think I need to go to Starbucks before I go home.
x plus 6
That's equal.
1 squared. And the last one.
And the last one.
Oh, jeez.
What am I doing?
Well, write it down first. A is equal to 2, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, I guess I'll write it down first.
They want you to solve for T.
Wait, well, hold. You just told me to write it down. Let's not.
Yep.
2T.
First thing I do is write it down. The second thing I do is what? Clear the what? Fraction.
Oh, so that tells me the solution already.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, huh? Oh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And then I started looking, I was like, oh. What did I do?
That's a good test question, do any of them I'm being honest.
That's a good one.
It's a good test question, do any of my mow them?
A
Which one do you guessing?
is equal to 2 TS plus QZ over
2T
2T plus Q. First thing I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 2T plus Q. Get rid of the denominator. So that's going to give me A times 2T plus Q is equal to 2TS plus QZ. Now what are we solving for? We're solving for T, so we got to bust up this block.
Busted up.
A
I'm sorry.
times 2T
I'm sorry.
plus AQ is equal to 2TS plus QZ. And now what do we got to do with the T's?
Get it out.
Well, you got to get over on the side first. I really just make y'all took something. So A
God, I just got sleep crying.
2T minus 2TS is equal to AQ plus QZ. And now you can factor out the T, take it out, and give us A2 minus 2S is equal to AQ plus QZ. Divide by A2 minus 2S. Divide by A2 minus 2S, and that should be your answer. So, which one has 2A minus 2S? This one? Yeah. I think it's B. We're going to submit the test.
What did we make? 96, we missed one.
We missed one,
Number 15.
probably because of a parenthesis or something. Mine is the correct answer. Well, if you bring this, if you distribute, you get negative 4x plus 28, right? And what's 28 plus 8?
36.
They want it in point slope form. So that means you don't have to solve for y. So I'll take either answer. My answer is right there in yellow. So we made a what?
100.
We made 100.
Yes.
And I did it in,
You put
when
that-
did I start the test?
I don't know. Like 20 minutes
Oh, let's
ago?
look and see. Where does
Hold
it
up.
say?
Like 20 minutes ago?
Yeah, I'd like to see when I started it, because that way y'all can, that'll nullify y'all's excuse I didn't have enough time.
Oh, wow. I don't see that.
Oh, no, you don't, but
I didn't say it.
everybody does.
I just said I moved on.
Let's see, Unit 2 tests. Let's go to, let's see, grade book. Go to grade book. As soon as I get to grade book, hello. Oh, I can't think this morning. Okay, we're not going to get out of assignment manager, so I'm going to have to go to grade book. And I'm going to have to go to my grade book, not teacher's grade book. Okay, so I didn't take a test? Oh, where's the class? Where's my test? I thought I just took it. Did I not just take the test?
No.
Oh, forget it. Let me take the roll. Who's here today?
Me?
Nobody. Nobody's here today. Okay. Where's my little thing? It's gone.
MIA?
It's gone. So that means I,
Never worked.
there it is.